See, the only gripe I have with shooting wearing a white tee or when I'm doing a white sneaker is because the rest of the frame becomes too dark. But anyway, welcome back to the channel, you guys. It's good to have you back. If you are not a subscriber yet, I would request you to hit that subscribe button at any point of time to this video. If you like the contents, give this video a thumbs up. Now, like you can tell, I picked up a pair of the AJ4 military blues from Basketbolista, and without much further ado, let's get the pair out. In terms of sizing, I went true to size, so I got myself a US 9, which is a UK 8, and in a women's sizing, that's a 10.5. Your flight branding on the top, the black lid, your cement speckled bottom half. We'll lift the lid open, not really wasting much time or dilly-dallying because, you know, we gotta get to the sneaker. On the inside, you have that butter paper that's done more with those speckles, and as we lift that back and another layer back, you have the pair in itself. I'm gonna get these out and we'll go through the details. Bam! There you have it, the military blue Jordan 4s. Oh, which reminds me, when you read the color code right there, it does say military blue. So it's not industrial blue like a lot of people were talking about. I mean, I think that's what Nike also said on their website. However, I must tell you that the blue is not as vibrant as I'd expect it to be. It's more of a darker shade, a lot more darker than I expected, but hey, true to OG, also with that improved toe box shape. Now, when we go through the upper of the pair, I think it's only fair. Look at me being poetic. I compare it with the SB4s. So here we have the SB4s, the pine greens, and here is the military blue 4s. And you can tell that they are more or less very close. Like the 4 is very close to the SB4s, but not as much because the SB4 is a lot more slanted than these. But definitely the military blues are better than the earlier versions of the 4s. Now, in terms of color blocking as well and the material used, you can see that the color blocking is very similar. But on the military blue 4s, I don't think it's sail. It's sail here, but it's also not white on the military blue 4s, because you see the midsole right here, that's proper white. The upper almost looks like a bleed of blue has happened to it. You know, just like a slight hit of blue. Also, this panel right here is made of the same smooth leather as you see on your toe box and all of the other panels, whereas on the SB4 you will see that the gray panel is suede, whereas the upper panel is that smooth leather. Let's give you a color comparison side by side. You see the SB4 pine greens, that upper is sail. This is not sail. This has like that tint of a slight tint of blue or gray to it. There's further differences as well. Of course, your SB4 has that nice and soft heel tab, and then you have a thick padded tongue, whereas on the military blue 4s, it's not that nice and soft heel tab, but it is a lot more flexible in the earlier versions, and the tongue is not as padded as on the SB4s either. Alright, in terms of materials, you have that smooth leather like I was talking about that goes across on these white panels. You have this net on the tongue, also on these side panels, and then of course you have your lace eyelets. Your tongue done with the flight tag right there and the Jumpman logo, and if you flip it over, you have the Air Jordan. There you have your outsole done in hits of military blue, white, and is that wolf gray? Would you call it wolf gray? And you have your sock liner right here, which is how it is on most 4s, and I don't see much difference in it. And of course, the hero or the standout feature of the pair is your heel tab with the Nike Air branding. And man, I can't tell you why or what it is within me, not a high beast, or what it is within me that absolutely loves a Nike Air heel tab. Man, so beautiful. You have your visible air unit, and of course you have a navy hit right here, and your midsole done in white. I must also tell you that the midsole, as compared to the SB4, which feels a lot more softer and nicer, is a little bit firmer. Now of course I tried this on foot in the store and it was definitely comfortable, but not SB4 comfortable. More comfortable than a fire red, more comfortable than the earlier other versions of 4s, but not on an SB level of comfort. And since we're doing comparisons, I thought it's only fair I bring out the Bred 4 and do a comparison of the toe area, because for me that's where it lies, all of it. And I feel like the Bred 4 is still a little more slanted than the military blue 4s, no? Don't you think? Let me know in the comments if I'm seeing it wrong, but I feel like the Bred 4 is a little more slanted. You know, I've really wanted this pair for the longest time. I remember when the Motorsports came out, that was the closest that I could get to getting these, but I didn't pick that up because I think I wasn't a fan of the plastic on it, or sorry, I wasn't a fan of the leather on it, see, because it felt very plasticky. And a lot of people were like, hey, the SB4s are rumored to come back in this colorway, except for the gum outsole. And I was like, if the SB4 comes, I'll pick that up too. But for now, I've waited long enough to want to add this to my rotation immediately, instantly. And these are gonna go to feet right away, I guess. You know, when I was doing that comparison, I also realized the laces. You see in the military blue 4s, the laces are also have that hint of blue. I don't know if that was conscious, or I don't know if that's how all the pairs were. It just feels a little weird because it's not something I noticed in the pictures. But without much further ado, let me slip these on feet and show you what they look like. Of course, none of it is complete without a smell test first. Oh, nothing smells as good as a new pair of Jordans, except my ex maybe. Yeah, but
Teresa, you're so my insteps are melting away. What is it about our feet of clay or something? It's not under the pool, it's just over the lawn and in the birch grove. It'll be lovely, you know.
Teresa, you're tremendous.
Put me in your
Sometimes find yourself nowhere, no. Lost and looking for your soul.
and that's it for this video, you guys. In terms of sizing, I missed that out. Go true to size. A true to size fit is good on this pair unless you have really broad feet, especially in this area, like your toes, right below your toes. This gets a little bit of restriction, so if you have really broad feet, probably go up a half size. Otherwise, for regular to narrow, you just go true to size. Thank you again for staying all the way to the end. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.